Today we're super excited because we're gonna go in here to Creations Catering and visit with our friend Chef Christina and get our bellies all nice and full. Come on in with us. You got something to eat?
Got something cooking today.
Sweet deal.
Hey, you wouldn't believe I'm in here in the kitchen with my flip-flops on. I got some pork medallion over here. I'm ready to chop up some vegetables to go with that.
You got some nice tasty stuff over here.
Yes, sir.
This is gonna be good.
I hope so.
All right. So where do we need to start at?
So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go ahead and take this bad boy right here, which is our pork loin, and we're gonna cut that into a medallion. Now what a medallion is we're gonna do an inch thick cut. So I'm gonna take my knife here, and I'm gonna go with an inch thick cut.
Sweet.
It's about like so.
That's a good looking medallion.
Yes, sir. And what's great about these medallions is you can feed a family of 4 with one loin here if you cut it this way. The next thing we're going to do, once we have enough portioned out, we're going to go ahead and add our seasoning. And what I have over here, I'm going to do like so. Actually, I'm going to add one more hefty loin just to make sure we got that cut on there.
Oh, I forgot to put on my jacket. I'm being cooking today.
Jacket on? What are you gonna do it in the kitchen for me? Are you my sous chef today?
I'm gonna try to be. We'll see. We'll see how this works.
So I'm just gonna take a little.
More like the sous sampler, probably.
I've got some white pepper, some black peppercorn that I have already cracked. I'm gonna take some kosher salt, lightly season that. And the first step with my recipe is we're gonna pan sear this, okay? We're gonna pan sear it. So you just need a little bit of S&P first to start out with. We're gonna turn our flame onto a high heat flame. Make sure that you have a non-stick pan to go with the pork medallions. So we want that on a high heat. We're gonna get that oil really hot, and we're gonna stick our pork loin in there. And while this is cooking, we are going to make our brine. So we are going to pan sear it first.
Now what do you got in here then?
I've got some garlic. I got some minced garlic. And
Garlic's always good.
Oil. Yeah, and since we just got our S&P on there, that's all you need.
Okay.
All right. Now we're going to move on over here with our brine. While that bad boy is cooking, we're going to add some brown sugar. We're going to add, it's about roughly spoons of apple cider vinegar. We got some stone mustard seed. You just need about 2 tablespoons of that. We're going to add a little bit of apricot preserves. Since it is fall, this is a really good thing to make in the fall. Apricot preserve.
Here's my sweet tooth
kicking in. It's a sweet bite that we got going on here. We're going to add a little bit of S&P for you and me. And we're going to save our cornstarch and our water for when we add that into our pan here. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up.
Now that's going to be the glaze for the pork loins?
That's correct, sir. We're going to pan sear that first. And once this is done pan searing, now we have our heat on a high heat. So I'm going to turn that down just to simmer. Going to turn that around. Don't do this at home, by the way.
I started to say you turn with your hands. Is that normally what you...
Use your tongs at home. But if you're in the kitchen like me every day, then that's what you get used to.
That's looking good. That's
so
looking good.
we're going to just get that little bit brown on each side, and then we're going to add this back into our brine here. And we want it to nicely brown. Starting to pop, it's starting to sing to me, so that's when I know I can flip it a little bit.
And we got a little bit of flames. Children, be careful at home.
Yeah, be careful with that.
That's looking good.
You can feed a big family with one loin. You don't need very much. You might be able to find some ingredients in your pantry at home you can make a brine with. As long as you have a little bit of acidity, you can use a little apple cider. And then you can add another preserve if you like. In the fall, I like to use dried fruits. I like to use mustard in particular for that fall flair. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add this into my sauce. There's a message in my mouth, I promise.
Man, already smells good. You put that in.
Okay. Now we're gonna let that sit for a minute. Meanwhile, let that marinate for just a minute. What I love about pork is it's such a versatile meat. You can do pretty much anything with it. Okay, while that's sitting, I'm gonna add some of my shallots back into my pan. This time I'm gonna use shallots. I like shallots because they have more of a bite to them than a garlic does. I'm just gonna lightly mince them. You can use a little bit of wine if you like, but what I'm gonna do today is broth. I'm gonna do a little chicken broth. Okay?
I already like that you can smell some of these flavors.
You got your shallots and you got your broth. Now I'm gonna add just about half a cup. That's all I need. All right.
Now that's pretty good because I would have had to measure that out
Yes.
to the T. I'm like,
I'm just gonna add a little bit of fresh herbs. I'm gonna add a little bit of rosemary. I have a little bit of parsley. All right, that's all you need. Now I'll add just a little bit of S&P again. Usually I'd crack that pepper right in, but I got it ready to go.
yeah, we're good with the pepper. You go right ahead with that pepper in there.
And then I'm gonna add my pork medallion back into my pan. So what this is, you want to reach halfway. So we went from a pan sear method, where we just wanted to sear it, and now we're braising in our pan. Instead of roasting today, we're gonna braise it. Now what I like to do with that sauce, I like to just pour it right on top there.
Oh, that looks good.
All right, while that bad boy's cooking all the way through, I'm gonna work on my vegetable. Now you can do asparagus, you can do whatever vegetable you like, but today I think a good caramelized carrot will go really well with this pork. Now, it's what I had in my oven today, or my refrigerator today, so I think you can go with anything for this particular dish, but it was just something I had on hand. So I'm gonna add a little bit of onion to this pan right here. I'm gonna add a little bit, I already got garlic in my pan, so I'm gonna add a little bit of shallot. I think shallots would be good.
So you get the medallions in this one, then this one you're making.
This is gonna be my caramelized carrot.
So while that's coming together, tell us a little bit. So you started Creations Catering
Yes,
out of a
sir.
food truck.
Yes, sir. I started in a food truck, and how that occurred to me was I was working out of my home. I had some experience. I've worked in some commercial kitchens before that, and I realized it's starting to smell really good. So I'm gonna
It looks really good.
I realized at that point I need something to work out of besides my home. So I got a food trailer, fixed it up, and I started getting out there. Friends and family knew already. They started spreading the word, and then it grew from there. Next thing I know, I'm booking 7 events a week to a weekend. They're working day by day.
And one of those events happened to be our food truck rally.
Yes, I remember. That was in May. Yeah.
A couple years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple weeks.
A little time has passed.
Yeah,
a little time.
A little time has passed since then. But yeah, no, we have expanded since then. Took a little break out of the kitchen.
Now expanded, I mean fully expanded. You guys got a full facility here.
Yeah. So now we are here at Freiheit Village. We're located at 2031 Central Plaza, Suite 107. You can find us. And we're often doing cooking classes. We still do caterings. We host different events. And you may host your event coming up.
And the kids too, before we kind of came in and took over the kitchen today, they were doing a class. The kids were out making, what y'all always say, pumpkin pie?
Pumpkin pie.
And they look good for pumpkin pie. All right, so people are looking to schedule those classes, then they can find you Instagram, I'm assuming? We got you on Instagram, Facebook, you got Yelp and all that other good stuff going on?
Yep,
Okay.
got all that going on.
And then the website, itself is Creations Catering.
TX.com.
TX.com.
Yes, sir.
So they can book those classes and get those wedding venues and all that stuff in here.
Yes, we do micro weddings, which is becoming quite popular. People want a smaller, intimate gathering now. They want to just keep it small, so that's a very popular thing coming up. So what I'm doing over here is I'm making my slurry with my cornstarch and my water, and I'm gonna add that to my...
Now, what'd you call this?
It's a slurry.
Slurry, okay.
Yeah. And we're gonna add this to our pork loin here, just so we have a nice little sauce. It already starting to form a sauce, which is good. That's gonna thicken up.
Oh, that looks good.
And then we'll add our carrots. I put a little brown sugar in the carrots just to caramelize that really nicely. And as you can see, that brown color on there looks really good. And now I'm gonna get ready to plate. And the way I would plate this is, you got your pork medallion. Yeah, it looks really good there. I'm gonna do it at 3, so I think that was pretty on the plate. Typically like to plate 30.
And we're really sorry that you guys are missing out on the taste test for this. Really sorry you guys are. But we'll do a good job of tasting it.
And I'm gonna pour that right on top there.
Oh, that looks good.
I'm gonna add some fresh herbs. And all you need is just a couple sprigs of parsley, maybe a rosemary twig, just something real nice and green. So that is our pork medallion and our mustard apricot sauce today with our caramelized glazed carrots.
Oh man, look at this plate. Beautiful, beautiful. Just in time for lunch, get in my belly. Hashtag, get in my belly. If people want to get a hold of you for this meal or the classes or anything else, what's the best way to do so? They can do it through...
Call us at 830-609-9444, or you can go to our website at www.creationscateringtx.com, or you can email us info@creationscateringtx.com.
Remember everybody, slow down, enjoy life.
Your flip-flops can only go so fast.
Whoa, it's fast.